All right, so we're going to get started. Welcome to this webinar. Your host here, Rahman, the cash flow mentor, and I'm going to be giving you my weird secret system, making over $32,000 per day, and how you can actually ethically steal it in under 10 minutes. This is absolutely suitable for beginners. It's also suitable for advanced marketers who are already making money. What I want to point out is that the less you know, the better. And the reason that is because you won't have any old habits that are getting in the way, and it's actually easier for me to cover this with you if you have no clue how to make money online, if you've struggled and failed over and over again, and you're still looking for that one answer you're looking for, which is how can I do this? How can I make money like these gurus out there, right? How can I make money like that? And this is for you especially, okay? So focus and pay very close attention, as this information is for you. Take notes. Do not multitask. Turn off your Facebook, your phone, and any other distractions, because by the time this tutorial is over, you'll have the exact process that led to a $32,428 day, and that is leading to that and above every single day. Okay, so first of all, my name is Rahman. That's me. I'm 23 years old right now. I'm pretty young, right? I'm in my early 20s. I turned 24 in a couple weeks time. I've been traveling the world with absolute freedom. I can go anywhere at any time. When I decided to do this webinar, I was shooting the video in Bali. I decided literally the day after I shot that video, it was 2 days after, I was in another country. I was in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm here right now in Bangkok, Thailand. I don't know where I'm going next, but I know I'm going soon. So I'm always on the move because I love that freedom of being able to explore. I've been making money online full time now for the last 6 years. So for the last 6 years, I've been traveling around, living life basically, not living cheap like one of those nomads, so to speak. I'm living literally as lavish as it gets, and I've been doing that for the past 6 years, making money online full time, and I'm going to share with you exactly how. I've been invited to be featured on Forbes, Lifestyle Entrepreneur magazine, and many more magazines, many more podcasts and things like that. I've practically turned them all down. The reason is because I don't like the limelight. I don't want to get myself out there. I don't have to boast about how much money I'm making and about my lifestyle. I just want to quietly make money on the laptop. Then I want to switch off my laptop and I want to live life, right? I want to be away from people, just be around, maybe friends and family and such, and just enjoy life, man. I just want to travel, enjoy life, and do what I want to do. So that's why I've declined all of these magazines and such. I'm not a guru. Takes a selfie by the beach and says, hey, look at me, I'm making money, or anything like that. I'm the founder of the Cash Flow Mentor, and I've helped actually over a dozen people. These are people that have never made an income online before, people who have been struggling and who have failed over and over again, invested thousands and thousands of dollars in coaching programs and traffic and things like that, and who were just failing, who came to me and said, Rahman, I need your help. I need you here. And now I've taken over a dozen of those people to $10,000 plus a day from scratch. Okay, so the agenda of basically this workshop, this webinar, is I want to share with you secret number one, which is what business to get into and why it's the best opportunity of 2018. This applies to you as a beginner. It applies to you if you want to make really big money, and very early too. You can make money, in fact, as early as tomorrow from this. Absolutely amazing. Secret number two, I'm going to share with you my $32,000 plus per day campaign and how you can ethically steal it in under 10 minutes. And I'm also going to go into how to get it on autopilot. This one is easier than you might think. Secret number three, I'm going to share with you a bonus secret to help you making money immediately. This is what basically got those ordinary people that I took and getting them extremely fast results. When people say there's no such thing as making money quick or get rich quick, it's nonsense. It's false. You can make money very, very fast. Now, instead of sharing with you my results, I feel that what is more important is to step aside from that ego and that arrogance, and I want to share with you results of clients, results of students, results of people that I've helped that started from scratch. In fact, I'm going to share with you results of people that messed up what I told them they had to do when I gave them the steps. So I'm going to share those results with you. And why am I sharing those results with you? Well, it shows you that, yeah, okay, Rahman is making all this money, but how well can he translate his skills? How well can he translate his ability to make money to me? So that's what it matters. That's what matters more, is how much money I can help you make rather than how much money I'm making. Don't you agree with that? So, just having a sip of water. Here's Tony Flakes, for example. In less than 2 days, he made around $5,000. I was literally fuming. I was shouting at him for a while in a nice way, in a nice tone. As a mentor, I was telling him, hey, you messed up. You blew about $40,000. So he messed up totally. And yet, in less than 2 days, he made $5,000. Now imagine you're making $5,000 in less than 2 days, or $2,500 every single day. How would that affect your life? So that's Tony Flakes there. His whole aim in making money was basically so that he could, and he's a 5-star chef. He's been cooking for celebrities and such. His whole aim was to save up enough money to build his own restaurant and be the chef there and basically start a whole chain. So that's Tony Flakes. That was his vision in making money. We have George Wickens here, and he made his first ever $6,000 days. In fact, when he came to me, George was making between $2,000 and $4,000 every single month. In his first week with me, I believe he made $22,000. Absolutely phenomenal results. George wanted to make money because he had a fiance, he was getting married, and he wanted to give her literally the dream wedding, the dream vacation, the dream honeymoon, and basically he wanted to build that experience for life, and that was his vision going into making money. What would you do with a bank balance of $33,000? Well, this person here that I've helped out had to take his sister through a life-saving operation. And so the health insurance was not covering it. He had to take her to a private hospital. He needed to make money. His sister's life was literally on the line. And there we go. He's made his money. He took his sister to a life-saving operation. Thankfully, she lived, and he literally saved his sister's life. What I'm telling you here is everyone has a story, everyone has a reason why they need to be making money, but we all are starting literally from the bottom. I wasn't rich, as I'll show you in just a second before we get started. I started off literally from the bottom also. I know how it feels to have no money in the bank account, to be struggling and trying to figure out how to make money. And I want to share with you that no matter what your story is, I'm here to help you make some serious money, okay? What would you do if you made over $100,000 in a month? That was a February balance. So there's results everywhere. This guy here, he made $40,000 pure profit in his first 4 days with me. The month before, he made $5,000 in his business. And so he just scaled up from there. And this was a couple years ago. As you see, it was when I was 20 years old. So this was 3 years ago that I covered this with him. And you see here, I mean, $18,000 in 2 hours. In 2 hours. You can see the time here. From midnight 17 basically to 2 a.m. So that's under 2 hours, and just count here, over $18,000. Phenomenal results that day. And this was a few people that were just total beginners who never made money online before and were struggling, and I decided to help them out. This was a couple years ago. So plenty of results for clients. I don't want to go on and on and on about them, otherwise we'll be here for a very long time, okay? Just more results and more results there, all right? Now, quickly, my story, and I'm going to share my story. It's going to take about 2 minutes max. I'm going to share my story. We're going to get straight onto the content. It's important that I do share this story with you just to allow you to know where I came from, what I learned, and that gap of where I was to where I am now is basically what I'm going to cover with you on this webinar. So this was me about 6 years ago in the Netherlands, freezing weather at the time, and I was studying engineering. So what happened was I was traveling 4 hours a day, 2 hours to university, 2 hours back. I was miserable. I was trying to learn things, and I had to keep up to class. And then during my spare time was the happiest moments of my life, because for the first time ever, I've realized that people were making a ridiculous sum of money online. I had the proof right in front of me, and I said to myself, that's it, I need to do this as well. And so I was hustling and hustling and hustling, and I was trying to figure things out. I was trying to make things work. So that's where I started, in a single bed with a room where I couldn't even turn the heater on for too long because I couldn't afford the bills. And I was on student loans, and I was pumping in hundreds of dollars whenever I could into traffic, into other things, and I just kept failing. So one day what happened was I realized that it's all about having the right process, and that it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you know it all. And what made me realize this was that I was talking to people that were making money, and they were, and I don't want to be too offensive, but they were stupid. Like, I'm smarter than them. Like, I can do this, at least I'm in university. This person he's a dropout. He's someone who, could hardly speak English. How comes this guy is making a lot of money online? And the fact of the matter was, he didn't know too much about how he was doing it too. He was just following a process. And it doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or you know it all. Here's real life proof. This guy's name is Alan. I forgot his second name, from Croatia. So you don't have to, even be in the States. You can do this from anywhere in the world. And he said to me, hey, Rahman, I know you're busy as hell, which I kind of was, making money and helping him out at the time. And he made $6,000 in 2 days. He doesn't even know what is happening. The interesting part is, Alan over here has not increased his skills. He didn't learn anything in particular that made him all of a sudden make $6,000 in 2 days. He just replicated the steps. And as long as you have the same system of making money from someone who's doing it, like me, for example, and you just copy that person, you can do it too. You can absolutely do it too. And when I realized this, sitting in that bed, miserable almost, there was this aha moment that I had that led to my very first income. And so I was reverse engineering what successful people were doing. And then later on, at age 18, I made over $14,000 in a month. I had $2,000 days. I had, $5,000 days. It was phenomenal. I've never made money like this before at 18 years of age as well. So it was amazing. And then a blessing in the form of a multi-millionaire mentor came to me. He spent a week with me, 1 week, no more than that. And everything took off really well since then. And that's what you're here to learn. So, without further ado, I want to move on to the first topic. I want to cover with you what this mentor shared with me that took me from nowhere to struggling my way up to just $30,000 days is nothing. So let's go ahead and get started with secret number 1. What business to get into and why. Now, just so that you don't get lost in this webinar, what I'm doing is on the top right, as you can see here, I'm putting in almost like a title so you know where on the webinar you are. Another thing I want to note before I get started is, if I happen to be going too fast, screenshot the slides, right? So just screenshot the slides, any very important slides, and I'm going to tell you which ones are super important that I'm going to say, hey, screenshot this for later. And that way, if you're trying to take notes too fast, then, and you miss it, at least you've got the screenshot. And so this is what I did when I was learning from a ton of people. I was hopping on so many webinars and trying to figure things out, that I realized a quick hack was to just screenshot slides. So before we get to that, just want to get a final checkup. Can you see my screen? Can you hear my voice? Am I going too fast or too slow, or is it perfect? So just let me know, and then we're going to get started. All right, perfect. Everything's a thumbs up. I'm going at the perfect pace. So we're going to get this moving. So secret number 1, what business do we get into? Now, obviously, you will not make money unless you have something to sell. It's obvious, right? To make money, you need transaction. So what a transaction is a transaction from someone's either hand or bank account to your hand to your bank account in cash. You need to have cash coming in, money coming in, and in order to have money coming in, you have to give something in return. Okay, and this is a product or a service or something to sell. You are selling something. Okay, and this is what you need to do. Now, the mistake that most people make is that they enter the wrong business that basically costs lots of money to begin, and the rewards are very small and take years to pay off. An easy example is someone investing $100,000 into a house and then goes out and gets it rented. So this is a lot of money you need to front, and it's going to take years and years and years to recoup your investment. So the main question you have to ask yourself when beginning is there something I can sell that is easy to sell, has lots of potential business and quick rewards and a low cost entry to start, right? When I told you before, making money fast, getting rich quick, when people say that's not possible, it's this is the thoughts of it's a poor person thinking. You can make money very quick. You can get rich pretty quick, and you got to figure out what market to enter, and you need to have a process or a system that you can basically rip and use for yourself. This is what I'm providing for you so that you can start making some money real quick. And I've got plenty of results to show for it, of people that have gotten quick results. The answer to this is yes. There really is a market where you can make a lot of money. It's a low-cost entry. You can get started, and you can get started right now. And that is in the e-learning industry. Now, the e-learning industry has been picking up considerably. Right now, it's a $107 billion a year industry. Companies and people are basically investing in online learning at a rate of $293 million per day, over $12.2 million an hour. Imagine that, over $12 million an hour are going into this industry, or over $203,000 a minute. Every single minute is $200,000. So when I showed you a screenshot of a month earning at $100,000, that is small money. Why is that small money? That's in a month he achieved 30 seconds out of a year's earning in this industry. So very, very small money. This means that if you're selling an e-learning product that's basically in demand, you have the potential to hit some really, really big numbers. And that's why I say, $30,000 a day is actually, I want to aim for a lot higher than that, okay? Just like in any industry, that there's actually demand on certain products are going to vary. Right now, the number one product to sell in the e-learning space is in the niche of how to make money on XYZ. So for example, how to make money trading, how to make money in e-commerce, how to make money in network marketing and things like that. So this is the niche right now that's doing phenomenally well, and I believe that this will be booming and just increase in demand for a very long time, because everyone wants to make money, right? Now, you don't have to be an expert, you don't have to be figure of authority. You can just find products that people have already created that are experts, and you can sell that and earn what's called an affiliate commission, right? And you earn a percentage of the sale, and that's it. It's not your duty to take care of the customer. Your duty is just to make money, and that is where you need to stand. Now, I could spend couple minutes fiddling around the screen, kind of showing off and making myself look cool and tell you how to find these kind of offers. Or I could tell you the absolute truth and say that the connections you have are important when it comes to finding a highly converting offer that people really want to buy. So what a highly converting offer means is something that people are naturally attracted to, that just want to buy. They just want to buy it, right? And there are offers like that. They're very rare, and you need to know who is who in this industry to be able to get in touch of those highly converting offers so that you can sell it. So you have me. I have these offers, and you can basically get them from me right after this workshop by simply sending me an email and saying, hey Rahman, I want it. And if you choose to apply the process you're about to receive, I'll be glad to give that to you. Now, so you basically know what products to sell, and that's in the e-learning space. And you know the specific niche. This is in the make money niche, the make money online niche to be more specific. And you have the connection to get the best converting offers. That's me. Now it's time for you to basically move on to the second part of this workshop, which is how do I sell this, right? Having the product is the first part. And there are a ton of people that you may know. And a quick example, one person has, two people have the same product. One person can be doing extremely well, while the other person is absolutely failing. Why is this? It's because one of them knows how to sell it, has a process, has a system that he's replicated from someone doing it, and the other person hasn't. The other person is trying to figure it out themselves. The other person is going through a lot of pain and efforts like I did before they realized it's all about replicating a process that's already there. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, okay? And if you want to get these kind of results, right? These were my results on the first month when my mentor covered with me exactly how to do this. $32,000 day on my first month. Can you believe that? $14,000 day, $6,900 day, $5,500 day. What would you do with this kind of money? How would that affect your life? This is what I'm here to share with you. These are the kind of results you can get by selling those kinds of products if you use the right process, okay? So let's move on to that process. We're going on to secret number 2 now, which is my $32,000 plus per day system. And the whole aim in this secret number 2, this phase of this webinar, is to take you, have you basically be able to create your own system based on what I cover with you, and just money's flying into your account. This is the aim. Let's do it. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick, and we're going to get straight to secret number 2. So basically, a little bit of a funny thing with this whole system, I was trying to get it in as small number of steps as possible. But what I realized was 7 steps. These 7 steps are all crucial in order to make as much money as you can per basically for the traffic that's coming in. So if you have 1,000 clicks coming in, and I'm going to explain to you in a sec what that means, then how do I get as many of these clicks to convert to leads, as many of these leads to convert to sales? How can I do that? And it's a 7-step process, and that's going to be illustrated to you. And then each part I'm going to explain in full detail. Before I get to that, I want to stress the point to you that this is the process that has allowed me to make the money you've seen, and the process that can make significantly more. It's the process that's helped people go from failing over and over and over again to saying, Rahman, my goodness, I've just figured it out. I can't believe it was this simple. Thank you for laying it out in these 7 steps. I'm going to go make my money now. And it's the results, they speak for themselves. So these are the 7 steps. If you're a beginner, it will actually be more impactful for you to know this than if you're someone who's already making a decent amount of money and are on this webinar. And that's because there's no old habits that need to die. You are literally fresh, a blank canvas. You're the kind of person I look for. All right? You don't need to be a genius. I most certainly am not. You don't need to be an expert or have experience. If you had to be an expert or have experience, how did I manage to make $32,000 in a day on my first month, right? I didn't have experience, nor was I an expert, all right? And you don't have to be there too, because this process basically bypasses all of that. And, a quick way to prove this to you, or to explain what I mean when I say what I'm providing here is the calculator of making money is, if I told you, hey, so-and-so, I want you to answer this question for me, what's 368 times 12.34 minus 6 divided by 102? You wouldn't know the chances are you can't calculate that in your head. So what do? You pull out a smartphone or a calculator, you type the digits, and boom, you have the answer immediately. And so you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a mathematician. If you have a calculator, you're okay. You can answer these questions easily, all day, all night, any day of the week. And this is what I'm doing for you. I'm going to help you make money all day, all night, every day of the week. Like it's clockwork, easy money, all right? By giving you the calculator of making money, okay? And just like a calculator will never fail you, this process will also never, ever fail you, okay? So let's get to it. First of all, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't try to make things look pretty or anything like that. I don't do professional videos or show my face or anything like that. So do excuse this presentation here, and if you don't like it, you can get off. But this is the process. It's the 7-step process, right? And I want to cover with you from hook 1, the landing page, to hook 3, which is keeping them happy. Okay, so hook 1 is landing page. Then we've got pre-framing 1, pre-frame 2, the offer itself, hook 2, which is scarcity and emotion, the sale. And then after the sale, most people stop right there. But if you have a hook 3, you can take your business to a whole nother level. So that's the whole aim here, is to be able to take this business to a whole nother level. Now, what the ad, first of all, what it does is you need to get traffic coming in. I'm not a fan of SEO or organic traffic, because you have to wait for ages. The reason I say you can make money tomorrow is because when you flick on a switch, you're paying for traffic, you have clicks coming in, you have traffic coming in, and you can make money from that traffic immediately. That's why I say you can make money tomorrow from this. The whole aim here is to bring in as much traffic as possible into a system that converts this traffic into sales. All right, that's what the 7-step process does. That system converts the click into sale. Now, what the ad does is the ad targets the prospect, and the method I like to use for this is basically, as I mentioned, is paid advertising. So in essence, you pick your target precisely. I love to use Facebook ads, and Facebook will then show your ad only to the exact prospects that you're looking for. So you can choose the ad budget, and obviously the bigger you raise it, the more traffic is delivered to the page, the more money you're making. And so what you do is, when you're making money, you want to reinvest that and grow by spending more on traffic, having more traffic, and just scaling up and up and up. And that's why things like, $1,000 a day is nothing. It's nothing. You can start making that. And I suggest that you aim for $1,000 a day with this. Now, the beauty in Facebook is that basically you can choose to only pay for the people who actually click to view your link. So the ad can basically be displayed only to interested prospects. And now that you have people looking into your ad, they're clicking the link, traffic's the easy part, you move on to hook 1. This is the first thing they see, okay? This is the first thing they see, hook 1. The aim of this hook, and I want you to screenshot this or write it down. The aim of this hook is to entice the prospect to put their email address in. The aim of this hook is to entice the prospect to put their email address in so that they receive, and this is how it gets autopilot, as easy as I told you it's going to be, so that they receive automated emails that covers a topic that they're interested in. Whatever you're selling, you found the interested people in it, now it's covering that topic. So this is, in essence, it's the bait. All right, it's the bait. So what you do is, how does this landing page or this hook 1, how does it look like? Okay, so let's say someone is on, you say you're scrolling down Facebook. Let's imagine that you're a real estate agent, okay, and you want to make more money in the real estate niche. So what would happen? You'd click on the ad, and the ad basically is telling you what you're going to get. So you click on it and you're on the landing page, and the landing page basically says, do you want to know how you can acquire prospects online for your real estate business? free article reveals the hidden steps to achieving this within the next 24 hours. This person is like, wow, I have got to see this. First of all, I'm a real estate agent. I don't even know how you know this, but I am a real estate agent. I am interested in getting prospects online. It's a free article, so I don't lose anything, and I don't have to risk anything. And it's going to reveal some hidden steps that I can get real estate prospects in the next 24 hours. I'm sold. They're going to put in their email address. So that's the hook. And people end up signing up to get this article. So the article is the bait. Now the rest is basically automated as the system takes over to make the sale for you. So what happens is when they enter in the email address, they go into what's called an autoresponder, right? And what an autoresponder is you're collecting these leads and they're receiving emails every single day or every 2 days or whatever the case is, and they're going through your system. And when they go through your system, the system is designed to sell to as many people as possible. And so that is what the 7-step process does. Hook 1, you've already caught their interest. They've already put in their email address and name in some cases, and they're like, wow, this is amazing. And now they open up that email number 1, they click on it, and they're like, I gotta see what this is. I have to see this article. That moves us to pre-framing 1. Now, before I discuss this particular pre-frame, what I want to do is I want to give you the definition of pre-framing so we're on the same page. And the best way to define pre-framing is by telling you its aim, okay? And then you'll get the point basically. So the aim of pre-framing is to establish yourself as a figure of authority by providing deep intelligence into the topic of discussion. Right, I want you to write this down or screenshot this slide. The aim of pre-framing, and this is very important, is to establish yourself as a figure of authority by providing deep intel into the topic of discussion. And by establishing yourself, therefore, as a figure of authority, the prospect is going to be wanting to keep close contact with you. Now, why is this? Why is this person going to want to keep close contact with you? Well, it's because you can deliver something that's going to help or change his life. It's going to better him. And so when people are around people like that, they get lifted by them, and they automatically gravitate towards them. Okay, and this is what you want to establish: that figure of authority, that sense of I can help you, and you've got to see what I have on offer. Now, one thing you got to understand, and this is such an amazing thing, no one actually cares one bit about you. It's the reason why my intro was extremely small. Just spoke about myself for like 3 to 5 minutes, I think it was. Very small, and we got straight onto the content of things. Because what matters is what I, in this case me, can do for you. What matters is what this person who just wrote this article, this real estate article, can do for that person. So that's what you got to realize, that it's all about the other person. It's all about the person you're selling to. It's all about that person. So what I tell people, and I tell people, be humble, get your head out your ass, realize that it's all about them and it's nothing about you, okay? So in this case, pre-frame 1 would be that first article where you cover how the person can acquire prospects for his real estate business, for example. You can use this to sell any other program or any other make money offer, such as how to make money trading. So you can say, hey, these are the 4 ways or the 4 things to avoid in order to manage your risks in your trading account. Make sure you're making money every single month or something like that. So it's very, very diverse. It's the system that you should be using to sell anything. You want to give value first, okay? So in this case, that was what was covered. Now your frame of mind should be, that you want to show off more and more, and your frame of mind should be, this guy only thinks that I'm good. Right? This guy who went on my Facebook ad, he clicked on my landing page, he put in his name and email address, he went through and read the first article, he was amazed by it, but he only thinks that I'm good. I want to show him that I can be the best thing that has ever happened to him. And this is when pre-framing 2 comes. Now, you gotta have pre-frame 2 on there. So on pre-frame number 2, you can do an article, or it could be a video that continues on and is in tune with what you offered on the first part. So on the first part, you basically offered an article that explains how to acquire prospects. And on the second part, on pre-frame 2, you can offer a video that covers how to close these prospects and turn them into customers. All right, so let's look back at what happened here. So the person was scrolling through Facebook, and he is a real estate agent, let's say, and he's looking to make money, more money, right? Everybody's looking to make money, and that's the niche we're in. We want to sell how to make money doing XYZ. In this case, it was how to make money in real estate. Person was scrolling through Facebook, right, looking at what his friends were up to last weekend and what's happening at work and things like that. And the ad came up, and the ad said, hey, are you a real estate agent? Here's a way that you can start bringing in more prospects in your real estate business, and do it in the next 24 hours. Just click here. The person clicked. They're already interested from reading the Facebook ad, and the hook 1 came up, the landing page. And the landing page basically said, this is a free article, reveals the hidden steps to getting real estate prospects online in the next 24 hours. I'm sold. I'm putting in my email address. So now they're on pre-framing 1. They go to that email that was sent automatically, by the way. Everything's on autopilot now. And they click the link there in that email, which is pre-framing 1. Right, which is that article. They go through that article. They're like, this guy here, or Rahman, let's just say, Rahman here, or let's just say Bob here, he's amazing. This is incredible. This is amazing. This guy's, he's pretty good. Your frame of mind is, I don't want him to just think I'm pretty good. I want him to almost worship me, right? I want this guy to, when he goes through my stuff, he needs to digest it, and he needs to love this. I'm going to give him more. Now what you want to do is you want to keep things very congruent. And this is very important, congruent. This is, I feel, the thing that most beginners absolutely mess up in is lack of congruency. So I want you to, real quick, you have your notepad and pen out, I hope. I want you to write the word congruency, and I'm going to explain to you what congruency means. All right, so congruency is basically being very clear and very direct on the steps that are being taken by the lead. And what I mean by that is, let's look at a television opera, a television series. What do they do to keep the person interested, to have a high retention rate? A retention rate is how many people watch episode 1 that also watch episode 2, and they want to have as low of a dropout rate as possible. Well, to do this, they're being very congruent, and they're basically cutting off people at what feels like the worst time for you. So what happens is, on episode 1, let's say, something very interesting is going on, the episode is amazing, you loved it, etc. Right at the end, have you noticed when something's about to happen, all of a sudden, end of the episode, you're like, man, I've got to wait a week. I have to wait a week so I can go to episode 2. What is going to happen? And for a whole week you're waiting. Thursday night again, bam, you're watching episode number 2, and you're like, oh, I can't wait for episode 2. I'm very excited, and this is amazing stuff. And so what you do is, what television series does is exactly the same as the 7-step process. First of all, on pre-framing 1, I let them know right at the end, by the way, tomorrow I'm going to send you an email. Now that you know how to acquire real estate prospects in the next 24 hours, on the next email, I want to cover with you how to close these prospects and how to turn them into customers. See you then. So what I'm doing here is like an episode. Now they can't wait for tomorrow, for the next day. You see what happened there? They can't wait for the next day. Now what beginners do is they take they spend money on traffic. I've done this. Spend money on traffic, put them in the landing page. First email, I'm trying to sell them straight away. If you try to sell the person straight away, you're going to lose money. What you want to do is at least sell them later. At least sell them tomorrow or the day after. Just give value first and make sure that you do it very congruently. So congruency, an example of it is here. I first gave how to get prospects. Then I spoke about how to turn these prospects into customers. This is very congruent and because it follows through on what I just delivered. So if I was incongruent, what I would have done, which is where most people go wrong, hey, here's how to get prospects for your real estate business. And then I'm going to talk about, oh, hey, by the way, this is how to get, this is how to have more listings or more homes to list. What does getting more homes to list have anything to do with getting prospects? Nothing to do with each other. And so there's a disconnect. As soon as there's a disconnect, all of your leads, all that traffic you paid for, that's it. You're not converting them. You're not making any money there. You've got to be congruent. You've got to keep the bridge intact. The moment you speak about something else that had nothing to do with what you just spoke about, you've lost it. So on the ad, I mentioned, hey, if you're a real estate agent, the person's a real estate agent. If you're a real estate agent, then you might want to look into this. First of all, I'm covering with you how you can acquire real estate prospects in the next 24 hours. Just click the link below and I'll send it through to you. What do I mention on the landing page? On the landing page, I mention exactly what I mentioned on the ad. 3 hidden steps to getting real estate prospects online in the next 24 hours. Enter your email address here. Very congruent. When they enter in the email address, what do they get? They get an article that tells them how they can get real estate prospects in the next 24 hours online. So you're being very congruent. At the end of that, what did I do? At the end of pre-framing 1, I said, hey, and I had to keep the person interested, because if you don't, they don't know where they're going and you've just done a full stop. You don't want full stops. So at the end of that, what did I say? Hey, by the way, tomorrow I'm going to send you more information. I'm going to tell you how to close these prospects that you're getting as a result of the article that you've just read. Amazing. Now that person is looking forward to tomorrow. Pre-framing 2 has come. This person has read it and now they just, or the video, they've watched it and they love it. Oops. Now you've given this all away to them absolutely free of charge. All of these things, you are congruent. You are like a television soap opera where you kept them in the hook. Every single part, every step that they went through, you literally paused it and told them what they're going to get. Now they can't wait. Pre-framing 1, they've gone through, they can't wait for number 2, and now you have given this all away for free. The prospect is thinking right now, this is his frame of mind, he's saying right now to himself, wow, if this is free, I can only imagine how much value is in whatever he is selling. Like, this person is sold already. So there's already a preconceived notion as to the amount of value that you can actually provide. And this is when you make the offer. This person, he's ready to buy, all right? He's 110% ready to purchase. Anything you put on the table, you have warmed him up so well. You've given him value already, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to sell the heck out of this guy, right? Now, before I get into that, just remember, from the moment they see the ad and have then put their email address in the link that they click on, all form of communication is done through email. And then in that email, the website links of the articles and the videos are on there. And all of that is automated. Okay, so now that the prospects, he knows how to acquire prospects in the real estate business. He knows how to close the prospect and turn them into customers. You can basically write on the second email at the end of it that the third and final part of value being provided, which is actually where you show the offer and make the sale, is where you will show them exactly where you get the prospects from, as well as a more detailed script to closing the sale and an undisclosed bonus, which will help them to grow their business with their current prospects. This could be something like showing them how to overcome objections, etc. Then you make the offer. And what you do is you provide a full solution for a price, right? You provide a full solution for a price. And now you have to use scarcity and emotion. This person, he's already going to buy. You've already shown the value you can provide for free. He's already thinking, man, this guy's amazing and I'm in. And what you want to do is, some people are going to be on the fence and you want to push them over the fence. And the way to do that is the next hook, scarcity and emotion. And this person right now, he's more than ready to buy than he can ever get. And what you want to do here is you want to tease them emotionally. And you've got to remember this golden rule. Make sure you write this down. The golden rule: sales is a transference of emotions. Sales is a transference of emotions. I was in the shopping mall a while ago. And I went to, I think it was like Starbucks or a cafe or something. I had my laptop out. I can't remember where I was exactly. And what happened was, oh yeah, I was in Bangkok. And what happened was, basically, I sat down to just do some work. You know, I love to work in different cafes and things like that, or all around. Right? I was doing it in Bali just now, in Bangkok, in other places in Thailand, Hong Kong, Singapore. I'm going to be going Tokyo. I'm just in Asia right now. And so what I like to do is, I like to have a cafe, go to a cafe, have some coffee sometimes, sit down and get on with work. And so what happened was, I shut off my laptop, I got up and I was going home, right? I was going home, and on my way to home, or where I called home for that month or that year, there was a lady selling soap, and she sold it so well. I didn't even realize I bought 10 bars of soap on my way out, and I never had a need for them. And what happened there was, sales was a transference of emotions. I didn't go into the shopping mall and said, I'm going to buy 10 bars of soap today. I need it. I wasn't like that. I literally just went to work in a cafe, have a change of environment, and then get back home. And so you got to understand that sales is a transference of emotions. You do have to, however, sell this person logically before that. And so all that logical selling was done on pre-framing 1. It was done on pre-framing 2. And how it was done was, it made common sense that the person would have value in whatever you have to sell. It makes common sense. So that's what you want to do. Now what you want to do is, you want to make the prospect imagine their dreams coming true. Take them into the future where they have already purchased the item and are already succeeding. Then take them back to the present, to the moment they've got to make a decision. And this is where you pull their leg, by applying some laws in order to get them to purchase immediately. And now you've made the sale. Now, hook 3 is all about keeping them happy. And the reason you want to keep people happy is, and I'm going to share with you in a moment, is you're going to make a lot more money that way and live a much more fulfilling life. Just going to have a sip of water real quick. Before I get to that, I want to give you that bonus secret that I mentioned, and that is called the law of reciprocity. And this is what has allowed a lot of people to make money very, very, very fast. Is the law of reciprocity. In fact, we have used this secret bonus already throughout the entire 7-step process that I've shared with you. And a simpler way to put this is the give and take law, the give and take formula. Now this law dictates, and I want to cover with you what this law is, and then how you can use it and what it really means next. This law dictates you can choose what to give, and you can choose what to take in return. Very powerful. You can choose what to give. You can give someone information, and if you know how to make them feel obligated to move to the next step and purchase from you, you can also choose that, what to get in return. So this is something that's very, very powerful. And the law still applies, by the way, if someone was to give you something undesirable, right? But don't take my word for it. Dr. Robert B. Cialdini, who basically has a PhD in this kind of stuff, right? He studied the science of influence and has found some remarkable results. Warren Buffett speaks very, very highly of Dr. Robert B. Cialdini, and an extract from his book, Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, my favorite book of all time, by the way, dictates that, and I'm going to translate this for you, although the obligation to repay constitutes the essence of the reciprocity rule, the give and take rule, it is the obligation to receive that makes the rule so easy to exploit. What this basically means is if you were to give something to someone, he would feel or she would feel obligated to receive it. In return, when he or she receives that, now they feel obligated to give something to you in return. And if you present what you want in return in a certain manner, then you can get money in return, right? And so this is how these people that I've covered this with are making so much money, because I told them how to do that. So just earlier in his book was basically a statement that said that there's an obligation to give, an obligation to receive, and an obligation to repay. This is how we are. We are social beings. Are you happy and lifted if you give something to someone? Let's say you're walking on the street, you see a homeless person, and you give that person some change that you had in your pocket, and he smiles or she smiles, and they're happy and they thank you. Doesn't that lift? Like, it lifts me up when I do that. And it's innate in us to have an obligation to give. Right? And if we walk past that person knowing we could have gave them some change and we didn't, we feel bad about that. We just naturally feel bad about that. And so this is innate in us. It's our obligation to give. We also have an obligation to receive from people. So if someone gives you a gift and you actually don't like it, you want to be respectful and say, okay, yeah, thank you so much. And then when you do that, if they were to ask you for a favor, now you'd feel really, really bad if you don't repay that person by doing that favor, okay? And you can apply this very well in business. In fact, I'm going to share with you 2 quick examples of 2 landing pages and cover with you how this law was applied very masterfully in one of them, which resulted in a lot more sales than the other, okay? So 2 landing pages, okay? The one on the left didn't give anything first, right? They didn't give anything first and asked for something first. So what did this person ask for? Just click this, download now, enter in your email address and name, and then you're going to receive it. So this person was trying to do take and give instead of give and take. This person here had a video where he was giving first. He said, hey, here's some value first. By the way, if you want to continue on and get more value, I would appreciate if you click this link below and enter in your email address. What happened here is very interesting. On the left side, there was more leads coming in because there was, you didn't have to do something first. Over here, you had to watch the video first. There was more leads coming in because nobody knew or heard this person's voice or saw what kind of value this person was providing, and there were more leads coming in. But there were less sales because the person didn't feel obligated to pay for anything. This person here, this side, there were less leads because the value that he gave resonated with only a certain number of people. It did not resonate with others. They didn't go ahead and enter in their email address. However, those that did resonated with this person gave first and then received later. And by applying this law well, he was able to receive more money later. So less leads, more money, more leads, less money. So this is what you gotta use masterfully. How I used it masterfully in the 7-step process was on the ad, I gave something of value first. Then I said, by the way, click this now. When they clicked on it, I said, this is what you're gonna get. Thank you. When they did that, I gave an article for free, and I didn't try to sell them. I gave them an article for free. The following day, 24 hours later, they received pre-framing 2. I gave them even more value. I didn't ask for anything in return. I just kept them on edge, right? I kept them on edge like a soap opera, like a television series. And then I said, all right, it's time to buy, right? And the way I did it was in a way that they felt not only obligated to buy, but it made sense, not just emotionally because of how I did it, but also from an analytical, common sense, logical point of view. Logically and emotionally, it just made sense. And they purchased. And this is why you get incredible results. Now, here is what is important after the sale. Okay, after the sale, what is very, very important is to deliver. Basically, a thriving business owner is going to ensure that the customer is well looked after. Now, the real work begins here. Make sure that there's customer support and just give extra and over deliver to the customer. These people, they're your lifeline. And because of them, you're living the way you are once you're starting to make some money. So what you want to do, you want to provide so much value that the money they paid you is dwarfed by the service you provide. And the way I did it when I had no experience and no expertise, and I was selling other people's products and getting commission, right, was I was just sending out basic emails. Hey, I've noticed you've purchased this. Thank you. How is it going? Are you making money? Is there anything you need help with? Shall I connect you with the other students or the other customers so that you may interact? Hey, Rahman. Yes. Nope. Thank you. I would love that. And so what was happening was an interaction where I was giving customer service even though I wasn't an expert. And I put everyone in a Facebook group, and guess what happened later? I was making more money giving and selling other products on that Facebook group than I was actually selling the product initially when the traffic was coming through. So I was making more than twice as much money as most people were making just by giving great customer service. And then people were inviting others along and things like that. So I was making so much free money like that. If you get this right, just like me, people will find you to send you money and get your product and service. This guy here, look at that, 30,000 US dollars. He couldn't reach me. He reached someone close by. He said, hey, I want to send Rahman $30,000. I want to get in touch with him. And you see the proof here. He sent $30,000. He gave payment details. He said, this is a transfer for Rahman. And then he managed to get my attention. So people are going to chase you. And what happened to me, and kind of what still happens now, is I don't have that time to talk with everyone, to say hi and say and collect money from people. And so some people like this guy, a little bit shrewd, are like, I gotta find at least like a close friend of his. I want to send money. I need to talk to this guy. So for $30,000, this guy got a conversation with me in person, which lasted about an hour. We went, took him out for dinner, and we were talking. It was a very interesting conversation. Helped him out with a few things, consulted him, and actually ended up doing business with him later, where we made some really, really good money. So as I always say, what you want to do is you want to be the Rolls Royce of your industry, right? You want to be the best. You want to give like a Rolex watch of value for the price of like some cheap Casio watch. You want to give really, really good value, and the amount that the person pays you needs to be dwarfed by the value you give. And now this motto is what has allowed me to get the highest success rate amongst students. And after changing the status quo of the make money online niche, I now have a 100% success rate. And the results above are just a few examples, all right? Just a few examples. So I promised you a few things. I said that you'll be able to set up a business from scratch yourself, and find the perfect offers to sell for the maximum profits, incredible money. We're talking, I mean, you're seeing $30,000 days, you're seeing people making $10,000 a day, and I said you'll have the ability to make money, not within 7 days, I said you'll have the ability to make money by tomorrow. And before I tell you how, let me share with you a very short story about the term leverage. And I've mentioned leverage a few times already, and it fits in very well with how I got the idea that changed the status quo and meant that you will have a 100% success rate. Not a 99%, not a 98%, 100% success rate. That this will prove to you that you can profit big from my marketing expertise and experience, and you can do so very quickly too. Now, what is leverage, first of all? Leverage is applying the least amount of effort to gain the maximum number of results. Okay, here's a screenshot. I showed some of it earlier on, and I was 18, something around there. $5,000 day I made at the age of 18. How did I do that? Before that, as you can see, I was kind of just hardly making money, just $90 to $100 and stuff here and there, and I've never, really caught success that much. $5,000 the very next day. How did I do that? I applied leverage. The way I applied leverage was basically there was a life-changing mentorship program, and I couldn't afford it. I could not afford it. And so what I did was, this guy sold me. He sold me so damn bad. Like, I really had to get it. I really had to get this. And so what happened was, I said to myself, well, hang on a minute. If he managed to sell me, he's going to manage to sell others. So I gathered a few people. I said, hey, listen, there's this incredible program out there. This thing here is the next thing. Like, you really got to talk to this guy. It's quite pricey. It was $5,000 actually. It's quite pricey. I didn't tell them the price. They said, what's the price? And what is it about? I said, go to him. So they went to him, and I said, when you go to him and you hear the price, don't worry, we're going to split the price, and I'm going to teach you everything. And so they went to him. 3 people came back out of the 3 people I sent, and they said, hey, Rahman, how do we do this? And it was like, I'll pay you $2,000, and you pay $2,000, I'll pay $3,000, or things like that. And I collected a few sales and payments, put it into this PayPal account, and bam, I had made $6,000 actually in a day. $5,000 was for that training, $1,000 I had for paid advertising. Everything lifted up from there. It was absolutely phenomenal. And I realized leverage is important. I didn't know anything extra. I didn't have any extra skills, but people out there do. And if you leverage them, well, that's the shortcut. That is the shortcut to success. You really can get rich quick. And I've proven that from zero to, all right, $200 in 2 days, or $200 in a week, actually, as you can see there, to $5,000, $6,000 in a day. The next day. You can get rich quick if you use the skills of other people. And so this is what I've decided to do, was how do you best use my skills? So how can you be guaranteed to make money using my marketing expertise? Now, after Jay is one of those many results you saw, got some great results with full access to this tutorial. And I realized that he did well, and based on quality of instructions provided, I do provide quality instructions, as you've noted, as well as the thing was, Jay was a military man. He had hustle, right? His head was down and he was working. Pure hustle and sheer determination is what it took him. I realized this, that even if you know everything that I do, your character and hustle rate cannot be transferred or taught. I can't teach you I can't say, hey, change your character, be like me. I can't say, hey, be like Jay and have a great hustle rate. Put your head down and get to work. I can't do that. I can give you everything that I know. But what I want to do is to maintain this 100% success rate. I decided on adding something very interesting to what you will receive. We're going to have a Q&A after this. So this will be an earn while you learn program. So what that means is, I want you earning from day one. This is how you can make money tomorrow. I want you earning from day one, right away. While you're earning money, I want you to learn how things are happening. So I'm actually going to be earning money for you, so that we become the face of success in this industry. $107 billion a year industry. If we become the face of success in this industry, we are making a lot of money together. And this is the only reason that I basically have no income disclaimer on here, and that's because we're going to do this. Now, let's first discuss the learning portion of this program. Then we're going to get to how I will make you money without you lifting a finger, and why would I do that? And if you think that what was shared with you on this free training is powerful, wait until you hear this. This was just a glimpse of what I'm going to offer you. This is the beginner level stuff. There was only a X amount of time that I had for this, and I was trying to put everything in as fast as possible. So there are 4 things that I will provide for those who get inside this private, exclusive mastermind. Number 1, mindset training. This isn't any of that fluff. You can believe, if you believe it, you can achieve it nonsense and all of that stuff. I'm going to kick your ass here. It's going to gear you up to get rid of all your concepts of money, get you prepared for that fat bank account you're expecting to get. And it's mainly business mindset training to get you ready to be fully online. After you go through this, you're going to have the same routine, same mindset, same thinking as mine, and you're going to succeed without even trying. Success and money will be attracted to you. Number 2, a done-for-you process, even more powerful than I have described above. It's going to include everything from a dynamic and automatic email sequence to the product service, and you will earn 35% commissions from big sales. Sales that go from $2,000 to $7,000 plus, and at a 35% commission too. Now, I will actually be doing the selling for you. So I'm going to utilize my team, and as a bonus, even be placing funds in for you for the paid advertising so that you can start making money as literally tomorrow. Number 3, you will learn exactly how to set up this 7-step process so that you can use it to sell anything you wish if you choose to do so. That alone is broken down into 5 modules as we dive deeply into each area of the process. I also got the best offers for you so you don't have to look around. And number 4, I provide you with multiple case studies, each one having made at least $100,000 plus within 15 to 30 days. I'm going to share with you the emails, the ad copy, the results, the statistics, the whole works, so that you can basically just say, I'm going to copy and paste this and use it for myself. And you should be looking at getting very similar results. Number 5, the art of paid advertising to getting endless amounts of leads on autopilot, as well as free advertising. So here's the deal. Not everyone is going to qualify for this, all right? And what I want to do is I want to tell you real quick who doesn't qualify for this epic shortcut to financial freedom, because that's what this is. It's an epic shortcut to financial freedom. If you only have a couple of $100s to your name, you disqualify. We're not a charity. This is a business. If you wish to sit and do nothing and just make money on the earning portion of the program, which you can do from literally tomorrow onwards, you can start making money. This is not for you, as I want you to not rely solely on earning money with the earning portion of the program. I want you to be totally independent of that in the near future. If you have a decent budget, you qualify. If you have bigger goals, such as $10,000 plus a month in income, you qualify. I did, however, say in this webinar, aim for $1,000 a day. It's really, really easy. And for the first 3 buyers, there is a special surprise waiting for you to dig into. This surprise is not up for discussion on here. Now, although there's no limit to how many people we take on, I don't want to, bullshit you and say, hey, I'm only taking on 10 people and I'm serious, that's it, no more, like I've seen happen over and over again. No, we're going to take as many people as possible. There is, however, a time deadline, which is exactly 4 days from now. Now, the reason for that is because I want to start running campaigns for you immediately so that you can start making money right away to get money in your pocket, basically as this week, right? Now, you must go through an application form. You should be seeing it under this video now. It's under this webinar right now. I had my assistant just click and get it up. It's an application form. You must go through it. When you do, and if you qualify, you're going to receive more details on the program within 24 hours. And I'm going to send you a private email. So you should have it within 24 hours or right before your appointment if you booked an appointment before 24 hours. Okay? And then you will hop on that appointment with me, which you schedule right after you submit the survey. So when you submit the survey and you click submit, you fill it out, you click submit, it's going to redirect you to basically choose when to hop on that call with me. Now, and that's basically to qualify you further and to welcome you on board. I do apologize real fast in advance for anyone who misses this. The reason people are going to be missing this is incredibly, we still have 1,000 people on here, and there is definitely no chance for me to talk with all the applications in the next 4 days, right? If even only half of you apply, which is low, if 500 of you apply and there's 500 appointments taking place, or let's say even 200 appointments taking place, it's impossible to go through in 4 days. I'm probably going to be able to do between 7 and 10 appointments a day most. So 40 people at most are probably going to be on this mastermind out of the 1,000 people on here. So what I need you to do is apply right now during this Q&A session. Apply right now and make sure you book the first slot. Time deadline, the deadline is 4 days from now, but if I get tired, the deadline could be 2 days from now. It could be 3 days from now. And at the end, if you take the last appointments of the day, then I might already be exhausted from the first half of the day of all the calls I'm hopping on or trying to hop on. So make sure you do it as the earliest booking possible. Not only that, make sure that you do hop on and you're on there live with me waiting, and you should be sorted out. So before we get to question time, there are so many questions I see here. I just want to quickly point out what the process is. Click the link below. Once you click the link below, it's going to take you to a survey. Fill out the survey. Fill it out during the Q&A session. That would be fantastic. Fill it out during the Q&A session. What's going to happen then? You're going to be redirected, book your appointment, and just wait. Just wait. If you are successfully accepted into this mastermind program, you're going to receive a personal email from me directly that basically says, the title being, you qualify for Romance Consulting. Congratulations, you qualify for Romance Consulting. And click that email. Just the details are there. Everything's there. Each module is there. And everything is laid out for you, as well as the link that you need to click on in order to have your appointment. So that's all going to be there. I wish you the best of luck. Remember, do apply right now during this Q&A, and at the same time, it does go to a new window, so don't worry about that. Do apply right now and just pop in your name when you've applied. And what I'm going to do is, in fact, a bonus, which is anyone who applies during the Q&A, I'm going to automatically accept you into the mastermind program. So I'm going to automatically send you that email that says you qualified. So make sure you do so. Now then, question time. Let me go through these questions. Alexandra asks, how much does this mastermind cost? I want to buy now. Thank you for being very excited about it. But the thing is, you got to apply first. I promise you, it's not crazy price. It's not thousands and thousands of dollars. In fact, it's lower than $5,000. So don't worry about that. It's lower than $4,000. Don't worry about that. In fact, it's lower than $3,000. Okay, so it's something that's affordable. I made it affordable so that if you're a beginner or a newbie, that you're able to afford it. And if you're not able to afford it, you can at least take out a loan in order to be able to afford it. So you don't have to worry about that. Stephen here asks a great question, which is, Raman, thank you very much for the webinar. You're most welcome, Stephen. By the way, while I'm doing this, just pop in 1 out of 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. Let me know what you would rate out of 10 this webinar. So Stephen is asking me, how much money do I need for paid advertising once I get started into this mastermind? Very, very good question. And I see that this question has been repeating along during this Q&A session right now. What you need to do is, I would say you need to have about $300 max. You don't need anything more than $300. When I started out, well, there was a point in time where I had nothing, and I had about $200 to get things rolling, and it just picked up from there. So from $200, I managed to do pretty well for myself. So you need about $200-300 max, and you should be doing fairly well. So that's to answer that. All right, just scrolling through here. Kim is asking another excellent question. What are your returns on your ad spend? It really depends on the actual campaign itself. But if I share with you right now, I'd rather share with you what one of the students has achieved before in the past. And what he did was with an ad spend, and I have it pulled up here out of which is crazy. An ad spend of $1,085, he produced $20,429, and this was in a 4-day time frame. So he put in about $1,000 and made $20,000 out of it, which is phenomenal. It is the kind of results we are after, and anything less is usually what is going on and what went wrong. So this is how this person performed. Before that, he wasn't able to afford, like he got into this mastermind, he wasn't able to afford the actual, a lot of money on ads, and I was about to reject him, but he really pleaded and he said he really will work on this and do anything possible. And so he started out with an ad spend of $10 a day, and he scaled things up. He recently spent $1,085, made $20,429. Phenomenal results. These are the kind of things we are looking for. The best was roughly a $2,000 ad spend, producing over $100,000. So that was absolutely incredible. And this is what I'm actually looking to look into, how it happened and replicate it so that everyone can get these kind of results. If you've applied, let me know on the comment section. Just say I've applied, and I'm gonna actually give you a shout out. Anyone who applies during the Q&A, I'm going to formally accept you and give you that you qualified email as soon as possible. All right, so quick shout out to Miguel. He's applied. Jeremiah has applied. Victor has applied. Edmund has applied. Matthew, Eddie, Eric, Ella, Christina, KJ, Alexandra have applied so far. Kim, okay, Kim has just applied now also. Make sure you're applying. Great question here from Anton. How can I, and he said it so wrong. So Anton, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change your English a little bit there. But Anton is basically asking, how can I make sure that I get accepted into this program? Well, this is how you're going to get accepted. Just fill out the survey. Make sure when you fill it out, you're being very truthful. Be authentic. Just give the answers as authentically as possible. If you give one-word answers, you are done. Like there's too many people applying right now that I don't want to waste time hopping on a call with someone who didn't put the effort into their survey, or someone who didn't applied right now as we're on the Q&A. So if you're on the Q&A, you can give any kind of answers almost. You can keep it short because I know you're probably focusing on the questions and asking questions and focusing on what the answers are, but just make sure that you apply during this webinar, during this Q&A, and I'm going to formally accept you. So I'm just scrolling through these questions right now, figuring out which one to answer. Returns on ad spends, how much the mastermind costs. So again, how much the mastermind costs. I've mentioned this already. If you're qualified, you're going to receive the answer on that email before I call, is where I'm going to tell you the price, and it is pretty cheap in a sense that if you're unable to afford it, then you can take out a loan for it. So a lot of people have taken out loans for it. In fact, I think about 30% of the people that purchased this mastermind have taken out a loan for it and are doing absolutely incredibly well. Niels asks if this is a guarantee. Is this a guarantee that I'm going to be making money? The thing is, guarantees are actually illegal to say. So I just want to let you know, if you guarantee any kind of funds or money or returns, it's illegal in most countries. However, what I want to tell you is that although I cannot say it's a guarantee, I want to let you know that there is no way that you're not going to make money if you do what I tell you. And what I tell you will be so easy that you can start making money without even having to learn anything extra. So that's what I want to let you know. And you are able to do that as early as tomorrow. Francesco said, great, I've just applied for the mastermind, super duper excited. What can I do? Why is this English? How can I ensure I make money? Okay, here's how you ensure you make money, right? I don't even want to say how you said that, but basically, when you're in the mastermind, we're having an induction video is in the membership area, and over there, you're basically going to, as soon as you go through it, everything will be super duper, everything will be clear. Everything will be absolutely clear that you won't have to ask any questions. There also is a live Q&A session. Every single week, I do a live Q&A session amongst all the students, including you, Alexandra. I'm going to do Francesco, sorry. I'm going to do a Q&A session where you get to ask me any questions, and I am staying on until the last question is answered. So every question gets answered, and that's once a week, so you can take full advantage of that. Now, as soon as you purchase and you're in the mastermind, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to be set up so that you can start making money immediately. You're going to be set up with a Facebook page. You're going to be set up with a Facebook ad account if you don't have one. You're going to state your budget, and we're going to run everything for you. And so what happens there is, as soon as we run everything for you, you have your unique link. We know where the sales are coming from, and you're getting paid out. So you don't have to learn anything new. You're literally doing nothing, and we're setting you up. So it's phenomenal. Now, why would I do this? This industry is a $107 billion a year industry. I want 1% of this industry. That's $1 billion, let's say less than 1%. It's $1 billion a year, which is it's achievable, right? I think it's about $5.5 million a day. In order to do this, I'm not able to do this on my own. So what I decided to do was set up this mastermind, fill the gap in this whole make money niche, which was the fact that you had to learn everything for yourself, do everything for yourself, and see if it works out. And it might not work out, and it might work out. I wanted to fill that gap by saying, what if there is a way where you will make money regardless? You're definitely going to make money, and you're going to do it immediately because you're leveraging the skills of someone else. So I filled that gap. This is the first thing out there that's like this, and now you're making money. And what it does for me is, if I lay low and relax, Alexandra is making money, Kim is still making money, they're sending traffic through, Rap is still doing it, Locke is still doing it here, Hussein is still doing it here, Harry, Anton, Francesca, Stephen, Ali, David, Niels, Miller. I see all these names. You guys have all applied. You do get qualified. I will send you an email today that says that you qualified for the program, and then I'll see you on that call. But all of you, basically you and everyone else here making money like that, I'm giving you all the tools you need, everything you need. You don't even have to learn a thing, and what you're doing is you're being my extra eyes and ears, my extra hands and feet, and you're making this money. If I'm having a low day or if I'm relaxing, then at least you are looking into the traffic you're sending in, and you're making your money, and you're still hungry, right? You're still hungry like Tony Flakes was. You're still hungry like George Wickens. You're still hungry like Aaron Burton. All these people that I've made money for, you're hungry like them, and you're making your money. You're changing your life, and I don't know what your story is, but I shared with you 3 stories here, and incredible stories, 3 of many people. And I want you to be one of those stories. I want to say, hey, Alexandra, I know you are trying to make money so that you can go on this holiday that you've been looking to do with your family for the last 20 years. I want you to make that money so that you can do that. And so what happens is, if you focus on the traffic and you focus on the money, that's the lifestyle comes with it. Don't even focus on the lifestyle. Don't even focus on what to buy, where you want to go, what you want to do. Just focus on the money. The lifestyle will just be there. So that's what you need to do. It's the mindset that you need to have. And this is what I'm providing for you. A platform to guarantee, or to almost, I can't guarantee, but a platform to guarantee that you are able to make money without having to learn anything new. I've put in all the efforts. I've gone through years of hardships. I've learned from my mentor, who in 1 week got me up like that. And you saw those numbers from 0 to nothing to $5,000 the next day, $6,000 the next day, from making $14,000 in a month to bam, knocking out $32,000 in a day the next month, literally, from taking someone from almost zero to over $100,000 in one single month. You've seen these results. It's a 100% success rate. You will be making money, and you're just going to follow that trend with me. So it's absolutely fantastic. Now, if anything changes, then I have more different ad copies. I'm always optimizing. I'm always putting in that work so that it's easy for you. And what I want you to do is to continue learning in the meantime. Now, if you're a business person and you're business minded, not like a marketer minded, like, hey, I'm an online marketer or I'm a digital nomad. If you're not like, don't think like that. I want you to think like a business owner. What a business owner does is he has a system and he starts making money from it day one. Cash flow. This is why people call me the cash flow mentor. Get that cash flow ASAP, as soon as possible. Get that cash flow, and I'm giving you this cash flow that can start for you from day one. Soon as I set you up on Facebook and you're sending in traffic, what happens to you? Well, from day one, you're making money because the clicks are coming in, the traffic is coming in, right? So I'm making you money from day one. What I need you to do is to scale that. Screw the training. I just put the training up so that you can do this for yourself if you want to. I did it so that there is something of real value there. How did I do it? How does this whole thing work? And I'm showing that to you from the bottom of my heart. If you really want to make money, if you want to be elite, if you want to be the top 1%, the top 0.1%, and have that kind of mindset, do not go through the training. Start making money from day one. Go on every live weekly Q&A session and ask me, Rahman, I went from zero, thank you, this is week 2 now, I'm making about $600 a day in profit. How do I get this to $1,500? How do I get this to $2,000 a day in profit? I'm hungry for more, Rahman. This is my ads right now. I've decided to create some new ones based on the template that you gave me. How do I scale this up? Can you have a look at it for me? Sure thing, Eric. Sure thing, Victor. Sure thing, Jeremiah. Sure thing, Matthew. I'm going to look into it for you. Let's have a look here real quick. And I'm going to look into it for you. And I'm going to say, hey, I'll make these changes here and switch this up there. And there you go. Let's scale this up now. And you're going to scale this up very next week. Hey, Rahman, thank you. I'm actually on $2,500 a day now. This is absolutely amazing. I didn't even realize how much money I was making. I was living the same lifestyle. And as you said on the webinar, don't focus on the money, don't focus on the lifestyle. And now I'm basically just gonna take the kids, the family, on a holiday. We're going to a 5-star resort in this beautiful island here, and gonna enjoy 2 weeks there. It's really nice. And actually, that only took me a couple of days of my profits to take them out for 2 weeks like that. Thank you. And that's what's going to start to happen to you, is as soon as you focus, you just listen to me and I will make you rich, okay? So this is what I'm here to do for you. Now, who else has applied? Yusuf has applied. Jay has applied. That's new. Richard. We got Prince here. Boka, if I say that right. Nick, Mario, Connor, Brendan, Nico, Thomas, Mukesh. A lot of applications coming in. Man, I'm going to be swamped. All right, make sure, by the way, the steps are very simple. Make sure, step number 1, you click that link below and apply while I'm on the webinar. It's best. Reason being, I will automatically qualify you. Make sure you write out those answers and you write them out very detailed. The more detailed it is, the higher the chance is of you getting accepted. Once you click submit, you're going to be taken to a scheduler. Schedule your appointment. Schedule the first freaking appointment you can get. I don't care if it's 3 in the morning your time or 10 p.m. your time, or that you have to go somewhere. Schedule that first slot possible. The earlier the slot you book, the more energy I have, the more likely I am of hopping on. I might get tired, cancel the next few appointments, and your chances are gone. Now, if for whatever reason I miss the appointment, what I want you to do, email me back, right? On that email you get from me that you qualified for Raman's consulting email me back, say, hey Raman, I was on and I didn't see you on there. Can I reschedule the appointment? And I will give you a link to reschedule, or the link should automatically be sent for you either way. What happens is when you reschedule, I will guarantee that I hop on that call. However, right now at the beginning, I'm going to have energy. I'm gonna have energy. Next 4 days, I'm doing nothing except for being on these calls. So I've cleared the next 4 days of my business, for next 4 days of my travels, or whatever the case was. I'm staying in one spot. I'm gonna be hopping on as many calls as possible, but I guarantee you, I'm gonna have a lot more energy going into the calls than going out at the last day. So try to get the earliest appointment possible. This is going to guarantee things for you, all right? Apply with detail, get in on the earliest appointment possible, hop on, and basically just listen, and that's it. Your life is changed. It takes a 180-degree turn, whether you like it or not, in the right direction. And I've been there. I've had no money, I've had no success, and I've managed to take things up to a whole nother level. So with that being said, I mean, we were here for quite some time. We have almost everyone on here. 993 people on here. 7 people dropped out of 1,000 people. Absolutely phenomenal. Great set of people here. Make sure you apply below. I will send you the link also afterwards, just in case. But it's high time I'm going to hop out of here. Just going to answer the last question or two to figure out what can see here. Let's see, good question here. Barry asks, can I make $25,000 on the first month? Absolutely. There's a lot of people that have gotten some great results here. I've shared with you people that got $40,000 on their first 4 days. I've shared with you real life results. Tony Flakes had about $5,000 in his first 2 days. We saw George Wickens did $22,000, not 25, $22,000, but in his first week. $25,000 in the first month is very doable. $1,000 a day is very doable on your first month, and I believe that you can reach that. My expectations of every single one of you, every single person, is to be at least on $10,000 in the first month. If you're not on there, there is something seriously wrong. I'm kicking your ass, and you're gonna see how I kick your ass on the live weeklies. I don't mess around here. So $10,000 is the minimum that you need to be having in profit in your accounts on your first month. Otherwise, it puts a shame to me. You've seen all of those results. Now, those were average results. Everyone is getting these kind of results. So I didn't pull up crazy results. I pulled up random results from my folder. I have a folder of hundreds of success stories, and those were just random ones that I've decided to put up. So with that being said, this is Raman, the Cash Flow Mentor, signing out. It was absolutely phenomenal having you on here. Make sure you apply. Make sure you get the earliest booking possible. So many people have applied. I'm just going to read out the names once more. Edmund, Mikhail, Victor, Jeremiah, Matthew, Eddie, Eric, Ella, Christina, KJ, Alexandra, Kim, Rap, Locke, Hussein, Harry, Anton, Francesca, Stephen, Ali, David, Niels Miller, and more have applied already whilst we were here on this webinar. I will definitely be really busy the next 4 days. I hope to see you on that call personally by me, and I wish you the very much of luck in getting accepted and in also being on that call with me. So apply, set your appointment, wait for that email. You're going to get an email from me. It's going to give you a PDF file with all the details, price, everything of the mastermind, and the link to be on that call with me. And I'm going to confirm the booking and say, hey, I've seen your application, you've been accepted, and I accept your booking. See you there. So I'll catch you on that call to qualify you further and get you in to an intensive mastermind.